Like all major cities, Sheffield suffers from drug-related crime. To help tackle the problem, South Yorkshire Police set up Operation Scimitar in October 2007.
My name's Detective Sergeant Chapman, and I'm the Detective Sergeant in charge of Operation Scimitar. I've been in the police for 14 years. I've lived in Sheffield all my life. On a busy week, we could do at least 15 raids on houses, depending on what the job is and who we're targeting. Drugs is the central point of most of the crime that's committed.
Today, DS Chapman and the team are planning raids on 2 flats where they believe drugs are being sold. Most of the officers work undercover, so we can't reveal their identities.
It's used to deal drugs. I know they were very busy yesterday. You don't know how many people are dossing there. It's a case of having to just see what we get, really. Officers need to wear full protective equipment, and that includes handcuffs, gas, and particularly your vests. The occupants of the address, I'd like them searching as well. They're not unknown to plug these Class A drugs and things like that, and that's what we're after.
It's early morning and they're on the move, hoping to catch the suspected dealer at home and off guard. He's believed to be dealing drugs from 2 flats in neighbouring blocks. The team is going to raid them simultaneously to maximise their chances of catching him in the act.
We're going to execute 2 warrants under the Misuse of Drugs Act. One of the premises has a barred gate on it, and as a result of that I've had to call in specialist officers with a still saw to gain entry. Once we're inside, a complete search of both premises will take place. I'm satisfied that the intelligence on which these warrants are based is correct, and hopefully we'll be successful today and we'll take these people out of circulation.
The officers know that the suspect will try to dispose of any drugs as soon as he hears them arrive, so they have to move fast.
Stay where you are. Where you are. Stay where you are.
I need to go to work.
Stay there. Stay there. Calm down.
The main target isn't in this flat, but there is some evidence of illegal activity.
Right, we've got drug use here. Scales and what have you. There's also somebody been cutting up here.
While DS Chapman secures the first flat, the other team raid the second address.
Move it.
Is anybody else in power apart from you two? Got a warrant to search the address and the Misuse of Drugs Act. We're searching for Class A drugs. A copy of warrant will be here presently.
With everyone secured inside both properties, the officers can begin their search. Back in the first flat, despite an extensive search, the team hasn't found any hard evidence.
Cannabis smoking pipe, grinder. We're not here for cannabis, but a knife which has been used to cut some powders. I think probably cocaine. Lots of scales. However, if we don't find any substance, then there won't be any arrests. I need to find some substance really to justify the arrest.
In the second flat, they get a better result. Officers have found several wraps of what they believe to be drugs in the bathroom, along with brown powder on the toilet seat. They think the suspects had been flushing them down the pan when they heard the police arrive.
When we actually came into the property, the gentleman of the house was stood in the kitchen with his trousers undone. Obviously, whilst we've been looking, we've just found a large amount of cash. So that's probably what he was doing when we came in, trying to get rid of the cash. Yeah, looks like amphet. Base amphet. Yeah. Excellent, well done, mate. Top 5. It's not looking good for the old lad, is it?
It's a lump of base amphetamine, or speed, with an estimated street value of £500. Armed with this evidence, DS Chapman arrests the suspect on suspicion of dealing Class A drugs. He's the only person arrested.
Obviously, we've raided 2 addresses. One of the addresses had a barred gate on it. Took a little bit of time to get the barred gate off. We believe that a substantial amount of heroin has been flushed down the toilet as a result of that time delay. However, there is still some drugs being recovered, and as a result of that, this man's been arrested.
While detectives take the man to the station, their colleagues continue their search. Drugs and drug-related crime affect all the emergency services. For ambulance crews, treating addicts and users is routine. It's 3 p.m, and PC Hannah Compton and PC Grant Anderson have joined a team of paramedics at a block of flats north of the city centre.
Sid.
A man has stopped breathing after taking a heroin overdose. And as there are drugs involved, the police are there to provide support.
Took it about 10 minutes to go, 15.
The man is still not breathing, and while the ambulance crews battle to resuscitate him, PC Compton tries to find out more details.
Well, there might be something in his hospital documents.
The longer the man stays unconscious, the greater the risk to his life. But the paramedics manage to open an airway and inject him with the drug Narcan, which reverses the effect of the heroin.
Hello, take a breath for me.
Come on, mate.
Take a breath for me. Good man. We're going to leave this oxygen on you for a bit, all right?
Who's going to put the mask on? You're all right, mate?
Take a deep breath for me.
Come on, mate.
That's it.
Take a deep
Good
breath,
man.
mate.
And again.
They manage to bring the man back to consciousness, but without immediate hospital treatment, he remains in grave danger.
That way.
Yeah, there's a good chance
about 3 times.
so you're going to get down in about 20 minutes, half an hour. When our drug stopped working that we've given you, all right?
What do you mean, down?
Well,
You can't stop breathing again.
When we got here, you weren't breathing, mate. You were grey. If your mate hadn't called us, you might not be sat up like you are now, but you wouldn't be. So we need to take you, get him to look after you for a bit for the afternoon.
There's every chance you could stop breathing again.
How?
Because heroin will start working on you again.
Yeah.
And stop you breathing again.
You need to go to hospital with these fellas here to make sure you're all right. Because if you don't, you might stop breathing again, and if your mate is out, we're not going to know, you're going to end up dead. Nobody's going to know.
Police can't arrest the man, as there are no drugs in the flat. And the paramedics can't force him to go to hospital. So they give him another injection to prevent him falling unconscious again. It turns out this isn't the first time he's overdosed.
2 weeks. It's happened 3 times.
No, you need to be asking why, love, don't you?
No.
You know, if you'd have been here on your own, you'd be laid dead now, wouldn't you?
Last fortnight. Same happened.
And have you had ambulance every time to bring you back?
Bradford. Milled them here.
Yeah.
I said I won't be here. I lost my brother last year through this shit.
Yeah. There you go.
I can't have this every week.
Now you're going to have to do something about it, mate, aren't you?
Mate, you're going to sign this for us, mate, to say you don't want to go to hospital. Yeah? All right.
Luckily, his friend, although taking the same amount of drugs, has kept his wits about him enough to contact the ambulance, and I think he even said he'd give him some mouth-to-mouth. In the last 3 weeks, that had happened to him 3 times, so I think he's probably feeling quite worried that that's happened to him, and had he been on his own, he would have been dead now. From a police point of view, we checked the flat, there's no more drugs left in there, they've obviously taken everything, and apart from sort of used needles and other paraphernalia, there's nothing for us, so as long as everybody's safe and well, we'll leave them to it.